G'day folks, Cortezerino here. We are over at BC's base. If you look over here, there's his little entryway. And I know what you're thinking because last episode I came over here and I pranked him and I pranked him and I pranked him, and you're probably thinking we're doing more pranks. Well, we're not. I started to think about it, and it kind of was me who started this whole pranking thing. And his prank was spreading cakes all around my base, like absolutely everywhere. And that must have taken him hours of trading with villagers to get all those cakes, and then a lot of time to put them down. And all I did was go into his base and throw some eggs around and rename a few things. I might have dropped off a few endermites in the walls, I don't know. But, he went to a lot of effort, so I wanted to extend an olive branch. So I've got the olive branch right here, and we're going to give BC a little gift. Milk and cookies. He absolutely loves this stuff. Every time I give it to him, he just goes crazy. So we'll find a place to put it. Hang on. I got an inventory absolutely clogged up here. I don't need the TNT. We'll get rid of that. Actually, that's not a good idea. I'm trying to make peace with the guy. I can't be just leaving junk all over the place. We won't put that there. We'll just bury it out of sight, out of mind. There we go, down there. It's not going to bother anybody. And we'll make the thing look a little bit nicer here. And where's the chest? There we go. So I thought I brought a regular chest. Oh well, that'll do. I'm not going to go all the way back to my base right now. So we'll throw the olive branch on there. He'll know that's from me. And put in our milk and cookies. There you go, mate. And we better clean all this up. There we go. He's going to have a blast with that. So now that we've made peace with BC, we've got a few other jobs to do. And the most important one, I think, is over here at AFK Falcon's crashed airship. Now, AFK's left the server now. He's a student. I don't know if it's high school or university, but it's like YouTube. It takes a lot of time, and he just doesn't have the time to do it at the moment. And he asked me if I would finish this build for him. And I've been waiting for some inspiration because I don't really know where he was going with this. And so I don't really have a design to follow on. So I've got to do it my own way. And I've got a good idea for it, but I won't go into too much detail just yet until I've actually started building something and I've got something to show you. But the job I wanted to do, look at all the creepers. Wow, mobs everywhere. This could be tricky. Okay. The thing I want to do is Hodag's got a big build coming up using oak wood, and I found that my AFK tree farm here, although it worked just fine on a creative world, once you get a bit of server lag, it's not really AFKable. Now this one does all kinds of wood, like it still works, it just, if you go AFK, it keeps shutting down on you. But I do have my other design with oak wood only, and I want to install that just over here. And the reason I want it here is because you can see that big iron box down below. I've got a skelly spawner in there, so all the bone meal's coming in. I'll jump down here and give you a look. Hope none of those mobs get me. Look at them all. So we're already in range of the skelly spawner. It's right below our feet there, and it just automatically grinds them, and the bones come up to here, and we can turn them into bone meal and send them up this item elevator into the bone meal storage there for the tree farm. So the other one I build, I've got to be standing close enough to this spawner that's, when we're on that pressure plate, it's directly below us. So, whoa. That's dangerous. I might just plug up this little hole here. That's not good at all. Okay. So it's just below us here, so I think I may be able to build it off to one side. It depends how much room I've got here. I might jump into my spectator account so we can get a better look at this. So I think the first thing I'll have to do is light this place up. This is crazy. I haven't even been down here for a look. Wow. What was he up to? So just in here is our very, very dark room. A bit hard to see, but the skillet spawner's there and the skillies just flow down here onto a magma block. So I'll need a way of diverting the bones, I think, to the other tree farm, or maybe I'll just keep them, where are we? Maybe I'll just keep them up here and have another chest where I can put the bone meal in to send to the other tree farm. That might work. Yes, I've got room in here. Okay, I think I found my spot. I'll build it right here. We're close to where the bones are coming up, so it'll be easy to divert the bone meal into the other tree farm, and we'll stand a lot lower. I'll stand down here near the spawner, and we've got plenty of space to build. Here's my crazy cluttered redstone world, which I also use for building as well. You can see my windmill that I did a long time ago. But right on the edge of all this junk, I've got the tree farm that I built on the server, and it's really good. It's just the server lag wrecks it a little bit. So I'll show you how this one works. If you haven't seen it before, we put the saplings, I think so, in our offhand, and the axe in our main hand, and when we jump on the pressure plate it'll start up. And I've actually haven't got this set for oak at the moment, but that doesn't matter, and you just hold both buttons and yeah, just plants every time you chop. But when you get the server lag, you will chop the log, plant the sapling, the log will reappear and the sapling's gone, and all of a sudden your AFKing has stopped. So yeah, it may work really well on a single player world, I'm not sure, but yeah, this whole, like, there's nothing wrong with the design, it's just this idea of chopping up at the tree and planting the sapling. It doesn't work very well, so if you see a design that uses this, just be aware that server lag, or any kind of lag I guess, is going to kill it. And I'll chop my way out of here so we can go to the very first tree farm that I built. This one's only for oak, and it uses a quadruple piston extender to push all the logs down in front of you. So you'd be standing here and you'd chop through your tree in that direction, and then as soon as you've finished chopping, you get pushed across, you plant the sapling and push back, and the quadruple piston extender pushes all the logs in front of your axe right here. So we're going to give this one a try, and I'll show you a bit more about it, I guess, as I'm building. Or not, I may build the entire thing and then say, look at this, and we'll see if this one works. So I am far from spawn proofing the entire area, but it's making a little bit of a difference, I think. Where are you, dude? Oh, you're going to come up here to see me. Gosh, I'm terrible at PvP. I really am. No, we didn't do any damage. Alright. Man, didn't bring any ender pearls. Oh, this is pro. Yeah. Oh, you got me. Done. End of story. How do we get out? I have to pillar up. This isn't going to work. Where did you come from? This place is a nightmare. He must have come from up here, surely. Ow! Dude! Seriously? So I've had a little bit of a change of plans. Hello, Skilly. I was going to build the new tree farm over here, but I forgot in my design with the quadruple piston extender. It only works when you build it facing in a certain direction, like north-south or east-west. So I've had to build it over on this side, and I've started clearing out a hole. I might have a nap, because it gets very scary for mobs around here at night time. So I've built a tiny little part of the new tree farm at the moment, just so I can figure out exactly where it's going to go and what dimensions of a hole I'm going to need to dig. Because I've learned from experience, It's not much fun starting the build and then finding out you need more room and constantly having to dig more out. So I'm just going to clear out the entire area before I start. And I've measured out exactly how much of a gap I'm going to need right here, because I want to keep it pretty close to the other farm without the redstone interfering with the other redstone. And it's not much room here, but I think that is going to be enough, I hope. And right behind that block there, well, not right behind, about 5 blocks back is the skelly spawner. And when we're using the tree farm, we'll be standing right here. So we're definitely in range. And I just want to show you this little bit. Like, it's all not wired up to everything yet, but I think it's pretty cool. See, when we're AFKing here, we'll be chopping away at the logs. And once we've chopped them all, an imaginary piston right here will push us across onto that pressure plate. And all it does is when you hit the pressure plate, the repeater gets powered, powers the dropper, and that bit of dust sends the signal to the other piston, and that pushes us back across again straight away, so we have time to plant the sapling without chopping through the bit of dirt underneath. And when this gets powered, it also fires the dropper, which will be full of saplings. It'll collect all the saplings, they'll feed into this dropper. So that way we always get another sapling every time we plant one, and we're never going to run out. And I just thought that was a really simple way of doing the entire thing. So chop, 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 push, plant, push. Works well. So I'm going to quickly jump onto my creative world, find out how many blocks in each direction I need to dig away, and we'll get this hole cleared out. Okay, I did go and build the entire thing. I tend to do that. I get on a bit of a roll, and we're ready to test it out. So we stand the pressure plate, aim directly between those two sea lanterns. We'll plant the sapling first, engage both buttons, and I'm getting a little bit of lag here, I can tell, because the bone meal's not spitting out very quickly. Is that lag? Actually, I know exactly what this is. I know what I've forgotten. Hang on. So we'll get up the top here. I bet you, yep. And a little bit of dust on top of this observer block might help. Yep, there's the quadruple piston extender firing. Alright, let me reset this and we'll try again. Okay, engaging both buttons, waiting to be pushed across, and that didn't work. I was a bit worried about this. As soon as you get a little bit of server lag, that because I got pistons pushing me from side to side, I thought it might not work very well, like kind of like slime block elevators. Yeah, that's not good. Kind of like slime block elevators where you need to put yourself in a minecart so it can detect your position a bit better. Let's just replace this bit of dirt, and we'll make a few adjustments maybe and give it another go. Okay, I've got myself an iron axe now, see if that makes any difference. And wait to get pushed across. No, I killed it again. Okay, here we go, another try. I've changed a little bit of the timing. Come on, bone meal. That's one thing. It takes a lot of bone meal because it's pretty cramped here, so there's not much room for the tree to grow. But the piston extender's working perfectly. It's just this... Yep, I'm not getting pushed back quick enough. Yep, that didn't push me at all. This farm may be broken for a server. Don't be alarmed, I haven't gone mad, I'm just trying to build up a little bit of hunger, because I want to try something. Okay, I'll nibble a bit more of this cake. I'm trying to make a gap here that's just big enough that I can fit in here without activating that pressure plate there. So, have we made it? Nope, it's still not big enough. Okay, do a bit more exercise. Okay, so my thought is that it's player position that's the game's just not keeping up. So I'm trying to limit the amount of spots I can actually go to. So that's what the cake's for. And I also noticed when I was getting pushed across and I get pushed back, I wouldn't end up in exactly the same spot. So hopefully this way I can control how I'm getting pushed and find a sweet spot to aim at. And hopefully, like, I doubt it's going to be fully AFKable, but it might make it a little bit better. And I'm using my good axe here too, so it's super quick. Okay, that worked. And like I said, I doubt it's going to work every time, but you never know. If look, I'm building this. Yes, it didn't work then. I might go get an iron axe, see if there's any improvement. So what I'm hoping is my internet connection's not especially good, but I'm mostly building this for Hodag. So maybe if he has a much better connection than me and doesn't get quite as much lag, then this thing might actually be reliable, or reliable enough that he can set it and walk away and it can keep running for about 5 minutes. But like, it can work. It's going okay at the moment, and I know it works spot on every time on creative. So it's just server lag, and this cake's definitely improved it. I'm getting somewhere. Before it was not working at all. So I think this might be a goer. I was ready to tear it down actually, but yeah, I've got to get Hodag over here to try it with his connection, but I think this is all right. Alright guys, we may leave it here for today. You can see my second tree farm is a lot smaller than the other one, which is pretty cool, but I've also had an idea that may make it super AFKable, even though lag on the server interferes with it. So those times when you saw me get pushed across and I didn't plant the sapling, or I planted it and I then destroyed it, I could have a smart stopwatch. So basically the machine would know when I should have planted a sapling, and if the tree doesn't grow, it would do a countdown, and if I still hadn't chopped anything away, it would push me across again, and maybe that way we can get this thing to work perfectly, but I haven't designed it yet, so we'll have to wait for that one. Now, some of you might be scratching your heads thinking, gee, Cortez, I'm used to watching your episodes where you build tons and tons and tons of stuff, and it's been over a week since your last episode, and there's a creeper over there, and you've only done a tree farm that you already had in creative. Well, not true. I have been grinding over at the World Engine. I spent 4 full days building over there because I've been putting the legs onto the World Engine, and each one took a full day. And that's just the frame for the leg. So next episode, guys, we're back at the World Engine, and I've got some stuff to show you. So cheers from me. I'm Cortezerino. See you later.